You know, as promised, welcome back. We've got the full-on fab project. Andrew, man, tell us what we're going to be working on today.
We're gonna be building a 9-inch, a Ford 9-inch Dropout for one of my race cars.
But this already looks like a full-built 9-inch. So, so what gives?
Not yet, not yet. They need to be a little tougher than that. Hold that thing up. I'll show you kind of what we're gonna do.
3/8 steel. I mean, come on.
So we're gonna be using a fabricated rough stuff 9-inch housing.
Okay. So
and
this
start
is gonna
adding
sit
the trusses to it.
right on top, and then we plate it off, right?
Yep, we're gonna have to add the plates. That'll sit right on top.
Some extra
We're gonna have
strength
to cut and form these to drop in the centers to really
That
beef
don't
it up.
fit, man.
No, no.
We're gonna have some
we're
work.
gonna have to make this one fit.
Yep.
All right.
And then what do we got here?
For that extra protection,
Spin it right here.
and because of the way I drive,
Yeah.
we're gonna even have to put some more on. We're gonna drop this on the backside of it.
Nice. All right, and then we've got some flanges to go on the outside.
Yep, we'll have flanges on the outside to run a Dana 60 spindle.
Nice.
So
and
when
they
this
cap it
thing's
all off,
done,
we'll
it's
have
the
a third
full
member.
Gorilla version.
That'll be ready to go.
All
Yeah,
right.
and as you can tell, it fits really nice.
Yeah, right on. But luckily, Andrew here is sponsored by ESAB. So you got in your shop a full array of ESAB equipment, and you kind of brought some goodies for us to play with.
I got all the toys. I brought you guys some stuff to
Man,
play with.
Come over here
Unreal
and
stuff,
check some of these out. Now, ESAB's been around for 110 years. They've invented just about everything. This is their Heliarc machine because they invented Heliarc. This is a TIG. Now, back in the day, a 250 amp setup might draw 110 amps out of the wall. I mean, literally fry the socket. But this 280 setup can use a measly 50 amp socket to build literally a tank.
Yeah, and that's all because of the electronics, the components internally in that.
Yeah,
it's
tons of
water
controls.
Yeah, man, the thing's got all kinds of bells and whistles. Now, here we go. Now, this is the MIG Master 280. It's more of a traditional style. So if you're building, I don't know, a ship, a suspension bridge in your backyard, this is your guy. It's 100% boss. And then we go over to the Caddy MIG 200. Now, this thing is unreal, man. 26 pounds, all in. 26 pounds. Yet the output on it is rated like a 185. So us weekend warrior guys, man, there's nothing we can't build, we can't put together with something like this. The lightest in its output class. You're not gonna find one lighter, super portable, makes it really easy to go from there to right over there and start welding.
Now, speaking of going from here to there, I'm gonna grab our Power Cut 400 plasma cutter so we can start carving it up, shaping it, stitching it all back together. Meet us over at the fab bench. We've got our top sort of gusset plate just tacked on in a couple of spots so we can remove it, but for now we can start setting up to fit this guy in here, which obviously is not quite fitting just yet. So
Needs
what do
a
you
little
got for
trimming.
us?
Needs a little trim. Well, while you guys were at lunch, I was working with a little CAD program here, cardboard aided design.
Sure.
We got a nice little template ready to go.
Okay.
We'll get some plasma cutting.
All right, man. Now we'll bring it over here, right? And just scribe it onto this guy. So it's gonna go like this. Let's see, I believe that's gonna be our boy right here. So just kind of line it up like this. Get a good follow. This is where we're gonna cut with the Power Cut 400. Anytime you can burn some metal, that's a good day. Always smart to C-clamp a straight edge. That way when you pull the plasma cutter to you, you can guarantee yourself a smooth, straight, easy cut. Man, what an unreal, sweet cutting machine right here. Now, I'll show you a couple cool features to make sure it's off. You see this little PIP light? Parts in place. I'm sure you come across that out there. If your tip isn't on right or you're missing a component, it will scream this light right here, PIP, parts in place, and it won't allow the machine to come on. Probably comes in handy out there when you're working on a rig and you're hustling, right?
Saves your torch, saves your equipment. Speaking of that, this machine also comes with a nice package of consumables, comes in real handy, all organized, gives you part numbers, so easy to order new stuff.
Yeah, man, it's a great little machine, super portable, packs a nice little warranty. Highly recommend you get this thing. It's rated at 3/8 inch, but it'll sever a 1/2 inch plate of steel. So that's a whole lot of punch in a little tiny package, man. It's the Power Cut 400 from ESAB. Tough stuff, like my man Andrew
Nice
here.
cut.
Thanks, man. Now let's get this piece on, because I got 3 more to do. Hey, real quick tip, never block the airflow in the plasma cutter. You want to start off the edge and then come back towards your surface. All right, got the rear end, kind of starting to put these first pieces together. You can see it's kind of keyed in here, and they're going to be indexed in these little slots. Now, we trim a little fat. That way we can go back and kind of massage them in, right?
Yep. Always a good idea. You can't do it twice, so.
Right. All right, is to have more than a little bit less. So this piece is gonna get keyed up in here like so. It's gonna look something like this when it's all said and done. And then we'll pull this off, massage these surfaces down here, a little better mating surface, but you can see it kind of starting to come together. So we'll cut these off, trim these guys up, have it tacked back together up on here. All right, man. So tell me, King of the Hammer's got to be the craziest ride ever. This is Andrew. He drives his Ultra 4 machine, and the big race for these guys is King of the Hammers.
Yeah, King of the Hammer is down Southern California. You got to check it out. It's about 2 hours east of LA.
Yeah.
In the Mojave Desert, some of the wildest, nastiest terrain you've ever seen.
It's big rocks, huge jumps, and that's why you need something like this, okay? This is no parking lot pavement princess, all right? This is one beefed up 9-inch. You can see our plates here. We're kind of setting up now. We got another big gusset we're gonna put on the back of this. But this is why Andrew and guys that run this type of race team up with ESAB, the biggest and widest selection of welding and cutting equipment on earth, man. And they're 100% legit. Love it.
Yeah. Well, I get to play around with our new Caddy MIG 200. Now this thing is pretty cool because it's got some brains built into it. Now MIG is great for a lot of guys because you just squeeze the trigger. And all you got to do is set 2 dials, your wire feed and your voltage. Well, when you come in to set wire feed, what number do you put? How fast does that wire really come out? Well, with the brain in here, I can go from manual mode to Q setter automatic. So I automatically just look at thickness of material. It's bringing the amperage with the wire feed based on this thickness. So I can kind of look and say, I've got 16th, I've got 1/8 inch, I've got whatever. I can dial this guy in. Everything is great. Well, the smarts is bringing the voltage. So voltage isn't necessarily what you're thinking about, the punch. That's wire feed and amperage. But voltage is kind of making that even bacon sound, that poppity, 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 poppity. You want it nice and bacon and crispy. You don't want that stuttery, sputter, you know? So that's what the voltage is gonna do, and this is gonna set that for you. Now, if you don't like, the way it's running and you wanna change it a little bit, you can come up here and adjust that, and you can see the little thermometer there. Now, we're gonna run something maybe a little bit cold and show you how to set it up. So you really wanna get your wire feed amperage set first, and then tweak in your voltage so it's nice and bacony crisp. So you can see it's a little bit proud there, so maybe I'll turn this guy up a little bit. The voltage was coming in right nice. It was a nice, even sort of sound to it. So it's starting to flatten out a little bit more. I'm feeling pretty good about it. And if you want to get tricky, you can start to do a little bit of a weave on it, get the little bit of feather pattern, whatever you like. As long as you're getting good penetration, even heat, you're going to get a good weld. So a little bit more playing around with this. I'll be ready to jump over on that thing. We're going to tack it first, then start welding it up. If you're not quite sure of your fit and just want to tack some things together, a good idea is just to put a tack where you can still come back with a grinder and cut it off. All right, boys, come on.
Right.
Come on, bring it in. Bring it in. That's looking pretty awesome already.
So here's our first brace over our already beefy 9-inch.
All right. Tell me when you like where it's at.
All right, we're gonna line it right up to this front weld right here.
Okay, you ready?
Give it a squeeze.
Here we go.
Watch the eyes. Yeah, I was gonna need some waffles.
I'm getting hungry. Bacon with my waffles, please.
Okay.
Here we go. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. So that guy's held on there. We got our back brace going, so let's get that finished fitting up and tack it on.
Cool, give her a little rotate.
Okay. Okay, got this side. Willie, take that. Give it a good hold. All right, man. We are on our way to having one of the most robust and stout rear ends you can get.
Okay, man, come on through. There you go.
Got it?
Perfect.
Great.
Okay, now obviously we have a lot of welding to do. It's going to take a little while, but we wanted to show you some of the next steps just so you could see how it all comes together. Now when you're welding this much material, things are going to move around, right? So this is going to happen after we're done welding, and we want to stitch things together. So you're getting it all to move a little bit, move a little bit, move a little bit, so it's kind of uniform in how it's moving around. Then we'll come to the next step. Tell us what we're doing with the flanges.
Yeah, so we got these pucks from Performance Cryogenics and this alignment bar jig that we use after we finish welding with all the heat affected areas after everything moves, and that's our final step. We use this bar to align everything straight. After that, we could tack these ends in and weld them all down for good.
Yeah, make sure your axles are running nice and true,
so
everything
perfect.
is straight. So.
Yeah, and then we'll get this thing underneath our Pathfinder, it'll be good to go.
Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you bringing the truck in. That was an awesome thing to mess around with us.